Hello, everybody. My name is James D. Lee. I am a Warner Brothers Discovery investor. So, as you know, we've had an election. Donald Trump won, Kamala Harris lost. And if you haven't watched the media, they are all going batshit nuts because they don't understand how is it that this person could have won and this person could have lost, and we just don't understand. We don't understand what happened. And two of the people that I've noticed that are having problems, one is Jon Stewart of The Daily Show. He just totally has lost it. He doesn't understand how the Republican Party could have crushed the Democratic Party so badly in the election, not just the presidency, but the House of Representatives and the Senate, and how their message of immigration and how the economy was going and women's health care, which it wasn't women's health care, it was women's sexual rights, or whatever you want to call it, and all this other stuff. How all their messaging didn't get through to people. Well, I'm going to explain that. I'm also going to explain it to Bill Maher, who kind of knows what's going on, but he teeter-tatters on the points. And he's got some good points, but it didn't work very well. So I'm going to clarify everything of why Kamala Harris and Democrats got shellacked and got walloped. So let's go through everything one bit at a time. So the main three was immigration, economy, inflation. Then we get to how people are perceived, and then we get to DEI. Those are the main five that we got to look at. So let's look at number one, immigration. Immigration. This is where the Democrats just threw everything in the kitchen sink at. And if you listen to them, they don't know the difference between legal immigration and illegal immigration and what it is. I'm going to clarify it so you understand. Legal immigration is a hellhole. Okay, I used to have a fiance. She was Chinese. Her name was Haiying Lee. Okay, I loved her very much. Okay, I had planned on marrying her. I had planned on having children, living the rest of my life with her. Under the Obama and Biden administration, she was denied entry in the United States. She was blocked from coming to the United States. Okay, I went through hell in court for 4 years and I lost. Okay, a lot of American immigrants that are here in the United States went through the same process and went through the same hell to get green cards, to get here, to work hard, to make good things with families. Okay, those people busted everything, gave up everything they had to do this. Now you have a situation where 8.5 million people just came across the border because our president and our vice president didn't do a damn thing. And she was put in charge of the border to fix it, and she didn't do a damn thing. You get 8.5 million people across the border that came illegally, and then what does the government do instead of trying to crack them down? Number one, give them free money, give them free housing, give them free medical, give them free schooling, give them all this free stuff. And you have over 250,000 kids right now that came across the border that they have no clue where they're at. Okay? No clue. And the immigrants that worked hard to get here, to get green cards, to become U.S. citizens and stuff, you think they're happy about this? No. That's why you lost big time on this. That's why you lost it so big, because you ignored regular immigrants, those that came here legally, those that came here from China, those that came here from Nigeria, those that came from all over the world. You ignored them and they said, this isn't right. You just sped on us for all of our hard work, all of everything that we did. And it cost them. That's the immigration problem. That's where you lost immigration. Okay, whether you want to admit it or not, that's where you lost it, because you thought, oh, illegals and legals will get together and they'll all vote for the Democrats. No, you pissed everybody off. That's that one. Now let's talk about the economy. If you listen to MSNBC, CNN, everybody on the news networks, and the president and everybody else said our inflation was down to 4%. And our job growth is incredible. That's not true. What do I mean by that? If you took our inflation numbers and you added, because they took them out, energy production, fuel, and daily needs like groceries and stuff, Our inflation is actually at 13 to 15%. They took those out to get to 4%. Okay? So I'm going to give you some other things. You want to talk about job growth? Here's your truth on job growth. Advanced Auto Parts just closed 600 stores. Walgreens, Rite Aid, and CVS, 250 stores. Stellantis is the parent company of Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. Just cut a complete shift of production. That's over 6,000 people laid off. That's your job market. Now we're going to get to something else on the economy. Let's talk about auto industry on the job market and economy. Nissan just posted their quarterly earnings down 99%. Okay, I will say it again. Nissan's quarterly earnings were down 99%. Dodge has vehicles from 2022 sitting on the lot that they can't sell because of their pricing and how they did. Right now, when it comes to car loans, 1 in 2 are in default. 1 in 2. Wells Fargo no longer does car loans. You cannot get a personal car loan even if your score is above 750 at all for nothing but above 13%. Everything is above 13%. Personal loans are 13 to 15%. Nobody can get anything. Your basic car loan right now is $550 a month. No one can afford this. But, the economy is doing great. Bullshit. The economy is tanking because of this. Then you have people like Gavin Newsom who keep raising taxes. He just put a 10% tax on payroll. Okay? Didn't believe. Also, let's talk Hollywood. Let's go down your bank of the woods. Okay? As a WBD investor, I see it. You're supposed to have showrunners right now, right? To go into the new season. You should have about 50 or 60 of them. You've got 11. Studios are closing, laying people off left and right. Why do you think the animation departments at most places are gone now? I'm going to say this. If Pixar wouldn't have made a movie that brought in that money like In-N-Out 2 did, they had been shut down by Disney. That's how bad everything is. But you don't care about that. You gave the model for the Democrats, saying, everything's great, everything's wonderful, everything's fine. Keep voting for the Democrats. But guess what? Nobody believed it. Nobody wanted it. Then you roll into women's health care. Okay? Women's health care. Women's health care was bullshit, and you know it. All you talked about was abortion. Why is abortion so important to the Democrats? Real simple. When John Kerry's daughter came out and said that 2 billion people need to be eliminated from this planet, guess what? There's only 2 ways to take care of that. 1, people need to die off. 2, quit having babies. 3, when it comes to small children and stuff, what do? You sterilize them. Trans movement. What were you doing to children? Sterilizing them where they couldn't have children, where they couldn't be sexually active. Abortion does what? Removes babies. Did you know that the birth rate in the United States is down 22%? That's right. Because the Democratic Party and the liberals, like you, have made it clear that being a mother and being a wife is the worst thing a woman can do. The worst thing a woman can do. How is that? That's what makes women special. They're the only ones that can give birth to children. Only ones. That's what makes women, biological women, so special. Biological women so important. But no, Democrats don't see that. Everybody should be working. Everybody should have careers. You don't need to have children. Oh, no. And now you got all these women that are 35 and older going, where are all the good men? I'll tell you where all the good men went. They went overseas to Asia. They went over there to find beautiful wives, caring wives, supportive wives. American women are the least sought after women in the entire world right now. The least amount. Nobody wants a liberalized woman. Nobody. No good men. Because what do you hear from women? They got to make 6 figures. They got to have this income. They got to be 6 foot. They got to have all this stuff. Well, guess what? Most men can't make that. So most men look someplace else. That's where it comes with that. But when it comes to women's health care, we don't talk about why 18 to 24-year-olds are now having strokes, why heart disease is on the rise, why heart attacks are on the rise, why osteoporosis is on the rise, why The back disease is on the rise in women. Why are all these diseases on the rise in women? We didn't talk about any of that. The Democrats sure didn't talk about any of that when it came to women's health care because you didn't care. You never cared. The Democratic Party has never cared about anybody or anything. You turned your back on the middle class. You hate the middle class. You despise the middle class. And I'm going to tell you how Trump won Pennsylvania. You really want to know how he won it? Because 300,000 Amish got up and voted as a block. Biden and Harris administration went after the Amish to destroy how they farmed and how they did things. Did they go out there and talk to them? No. Who did? Musk, Trump, both of them went out there and talked to him. And for 300,000 of them voted for him. Now you think about that for a minute. 300,000? How many votes did he win by? Under 200,000? That tells you right there that the Amish were the ones that gave him Pennsylvania. That's right, the Amish did it. And yet you're still asking questions. See, when people get ran over, get stabbed in the back, and get treated like garbage, they don't vote for you. That's exactly what happened. Now we get to DEI, divisive, exclusion, and intimidation. That's what I call it. Under federal law, no business can exclude anybody from being hired based on their sex, on their race, on their sexual orientation, or religion. But in DEI, especially in Hollywood, and I can use your two company and your two production staffs to prove it, you discriminate openly. You discriminate as much as possible as you can. You do. Because I can guarantee you there's not one of you on your staffs that is a conservative Christian. Not one. And if they are, they're keeping it quiet and they won't admit it because they know they'll get thrown out and fired immediately. You see, as an investor, I can say shit. I can say stuff. And there's not a fucking thing Hollywood can do to stop me. I'm a conservative Christian. Okay? This is why I yell and scream so much at what's going on. This is why I yell and scream so much at what everybody's doing. Because I look for profit. I don't look for bullshit. And right now, nothing's profitable. In fact, I'll tell you how bad it is. I'll tell you how bad it is. In the last quarterly meeting of Warner Brothers, CNN was classified as a worthless property. Worthless property. That should tell you something. Bill Maher, you're on HBO Max, which is owned by Warner Brothers Discovery, which I'm one of their shareholders. Jon Stewart, you ran some Democrat ads about, oh, I'm for securing the border. I'm for this. I'm for this. I'm for that. Guess what? Nobody believed them because they didn't do it and didn't take care of it for 3 years. But now they're up for re-election. They're going to promise to do it. It's just like California right now. California has been controlled by Democrats for 40 years. They have ran California into the shithole, into the ground. But guess what? And this is to you two guys. You keep voting for them over and over and over. Why? Why do you keep voting for them? Oh, that's right. Because you can't trust a liberal, a conservative Republican. You can't do it. Because why? Oh, well, I don't know. Until you understand that it doesn't matter about the party but the person, California is going to be a complete shithole. And it is. You're the number one state in losing jobs. You're the number one state in businesses leaving. Why don't you walk downtown San Francisco and see how many businesses are there? There's none. They're gone. Even Twitter's gone. The mall is completely shut down. There's no stores in the mall. The big hotel down there is closed. They defaulted on their loan and left. Walmart left Oakland. That should tell you how bad your economy is when Walmart leaves someplace. Target is doing it too. But yet you won't make a change. You don't make a change. You refuse to make a change because you guys are in your ivory towers. You don't care about it at all. You really don't. But in the end, the middle class and middle America said, we've had enough. I had enough. You had a candidate in John F. Kennedy Jr., but when he went to Trump, I went with him. The Democratic Party made it clear that the American people had no voice, made it clear that they would produce a candidate of their own, for their own, and that's exactly what they did. When MSNBC, CBS, and everybody else, ABC, CBS, MSNBC, CNN, everybody, talked about how sharp Joe Biden was and how brilliant he was and how smart he was, they openly lied. We saw it when he went on stage against Trump. We saw it when it was full Alzheimer's dementia. And then they tried to cover it up after everybody saw it. And you wonder why everybody is going to X Twitter to get information, why everybody's going to YouTube, why everybody's running off to Sky News, NHK News, all these other places to get news. And this news that we have in the United States is foundering and falling apart. That's because nobody trusts the news anymore. Nobody trusts you. Nobody trusts the news. Nobody trusts anybody because you openly lied to the American people. And now you sit there saying those online are disinformation. Oh, no. No. You are. When you have people, especially on MSNBC, get up and say, oh, you need to divorce your husband or wife because they voted for Trump. You need to cut off all contact with your family because they voted for Trump. What the hell are you talking about? This is the United States of America. We're supposed to be able to have differences and stay together. But I can see the truth now. When Democrats win, it's we need to come together and heal this country. When Republicans win, Democrats say we need to destroy this country. Don't believe me? New York State Senator a couple of days ago just wanted to succeed New York and all the states above New York and go to Canada. Secede. New York. Really? But I thought it was the Republicans that were talking about it. No, this is Democrats talking about it. There is a serious problem in the Democratic Party that you guys cannot ignore anymore. I'm an independent, okay? I'm going to tell you something. If John F. Kennedy would have gone, not John F. Kennedy, if Kennedy would have gone up against Trump, I'd have voted for Kennedy over Trump. But the minute he went to Trump, I knew the Democrats were full of shit. You made your beds and betted on a horse that was lame on the get-go, and you lost. You not only did you lose the presidency, you lost the Senate, you lost the House of Representatives, you lost everything because everybody saw what was going on for the last 4 years and said, we're not going to put up with this crap no more. You vilified people, you called them Hitler, you called them Nazis, you called them fascists, you called them racist, you called them everything in the book, and they were good, hard-working people. And now you're going to see that you will be out of office for the next 20 years unless you figure out how to fix things. Because right now you have no candidate worth a damn to come up against anybody that he got. Because I'll tell you this, when Trump does leave office, you got RFK Jr. sitting there in the wings. You don't think he's going to take office? We'll see. But you got 16 to 20 years of nobody that the Democratic Party can do against what's going to happen if they pull everything off they want to do. And if they do pull it off, the Democratic Party's done. And Bill Maher, as much as you bitch and you complain about what the Democratic Party's doing, in the bottom line, you and Jon Stewart are nothing but their bitches, and all you do is vote for them. You can bitch all you want to, but in the bottom line is you are not going to make a difference. You're not going to change anything because you won't vote differently. And I can tell you right now, you sure as hell don't want to have me on your shows and talk to me about it, because I guarantee you I'll eat your lunch. I like you, Bill Maher. I think you have a good show. But when it comes to politics, when it comes to this country, you sit at the sidelines and you won't make a stand. Jon Stewart, you really need to think about what you're doing. because frankly, you're losing a losing battle. My name is James D. Lee. I'm a Warner Brothers Discovery investor. I love this country, and I am part of one of the founding families of this country, the Lee family. If you want to know who my ancestors are, real simple. Richard Henry Lee, Francis Lightfoot Lee, Henry Lee III, and Edmund Jennings Lee. Go look those four men up. You'll understand very well why I love this country so much and why I do what I do. And yes, I like to make money. And yes, I like to invest companies that I think will make money. And there's nothing wrong with that. Everybody have a wonderful night, wonderful day, and I'll talk to you again soon. Have a good one. Bye.